on. We have with us Peter McGuire, Chief Market Strategist at FX Global Capital. Peter, great having you with us on Profit. First and foremost, do you think a QE3 may be dollar negative? And if yes, how do you see the currency complex panning out, both the dollar as well as the euro, on the backdrop of both these developments, the German Constitutional Court's ruling on the ESM and of course the FOMC announcement later this week?
Well, good morning, Ashwell. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different components to that whole equation. When you think about what's going to happen, I think it's, it's astounded everyone at the moment at 127.5, 127.65 sort of range for the euro. It's bounced certainly very strongly from the downside. It was sitting at, that 121, 122 not that long ago. If QE3 comes out, and I'm sure Bernanke will have something to us in the, in the not too foreseeable future, I think you're probably going to see even 128, 129, even possibly 130. I think it's astounding everyone, but I'm sure that Draghi and Merkel are very much in bed together, and I think you're going to see a further uptick for gold and silver, Ashwell.
How would you play the currency complex? What will be your positional call on the dollar, on the euro? Would you actually refrain from taking aggressive positions? Would you wait for both these events to pan out before taking a further call on the euro and the dollar?
You've got to be very careful as far as your stops and the sheer volatility, dependent upon your time horizon, but certainly you've got to be locking in your stops very tightly. We would have thought by this time of year, but remembering that we weren't expecting a QE3 going back 3 or 4 months ago, that you possibly would have seen that 120 for the euro broken. But now, the way it's performing, Ashwell, you might see 130 broken. But don't put your mind too much at ease, because remembering that the euro's off dramatically since May last year, when it was sitting at just under 150. So it's had a very strong move, and at the moment I think you probably have to go more bullish euro than bullish dollar, but be very careful.
What about emerging market currencies, Peter? What will happen to these currencies? Do you think if we see a QE3 and if the German court giving the way, approving ESM, do you think that could perhaps open fresh buying in the emerging market currencies, for instance the rupee?
Yes, I think so. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's the way that you frame that question, I think that's probably pretty much what will happen, because you're going to see a continue, in some ways, a weakening. When you look at the rupee, I think, currently sitting at that 56 sort of level, I wouldn't be surprised to see it strengthen in the short to medium. So, we've just got to wait and see how Draghi and Merkel, that whole issue comes out, and then, of course, Bernanke's decision for QE3. But, yeah, I'd certainly see emerging markets probably edging higher, over the coming weeks.
All right, Peter. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to get those thoughts from you.
Thank you, Ashwell.